Hello everyone and welcome back on an Icarus update video, where this week they launched the weekly update, like usual. Week 17 in-game timer is the new theme of the update actually, but earlier this week they also launched a smaller update, Hotfix. So what they did was the bear dodge was broken. We didn't know well, we knew that this was changed because it didn't work anymore, but most of us thought that this was actually a fix to the bear dodge. We all thought this is not intentional and the developers didn't want us to dodge a bear so easily, but it seems that the devs want us to dodge the bear to get a chance to fight the bear, because if we don't do that, bears would destroy us almost every time. So it's a good thing. So they changed it, and they said temperature fixes are coming soon, which are in this update. So the in-game timer is about, well, they say as a studio we want to work on unique ideas, try new things, and experiment with the games we make. Um, there's a consequence about that because it's right. And over the past month, they did so many adjustments, good adjustments, in my opinion. They never made a bad decision. That's what I think. So the mission timer, it worked previously as a world timer. So if you had 30 days for a mission, it would work 30 days in real life. So if you're not playing the game, the timer will continue to count down. So if you have exploration from 30 days, the mission was keep counting down even if you weren't playing. But now the new update makes it so that, and it isn't of April Fools like they say. It's not an April Fools. Now, if you have 30 days, you can play 30 days. So if you're offline for 2 days, it doesn't matter. You can still play the remaining time of your mission timer. The only thing that they say is that how they do it is they store it on servers and the maximum amount is 90 days. Like they said in previous week, they gave an example of 90 weeks, I say 90 days. I meant, sorry. So the example they gave was 90 days and they're following that 90 days. So that gives enough time. That's more than 3 months. I mean, give or take 3 months, is it? Depends on what months you're playing. If February was in it, it's more than 3 months, but it's around 3 months, and that should be enough time to complete the missions. Um, Offline prospects and outposts are stored in your local PC, so they are permanent. You don't have to worry about that. Outposts are not time limited, so it doesn't matter anyway. Um, is there anything else we need to think about this? I don't think so. Also, with the change, if you have an existing prospect, the timer will refresh and it will be back to the beginning timer, so you have enough time. So that's a good thing to know. The mission difficulty options, well, we can see here how will this work, but we can also go in game. We will talk about this in a bit. How it previously worked, you had different missions in your thing. You had a kill list extermination, but you also had a hard one or a hardcore one, and so on in the whole tree. But now, as you can see, there are much less tree routes in this. Because if you choose a mission, So if you click on the mission, what you can see is the normal uh, what the mission is, where it is, which unit you're working for. This was previously here and the objectives were here, so they changed that. And now, as you can see, there are mission settings. You have easy, which show you creature melee damage is minus 50%, so half the damage. The health is half the damage and more stuff. You get less experience gained and everything. So less polar bear spawn rate, lion, bear, wolf, everything is less spawned of the predators. The carnivores, like the deers and everything, they spawn the same because they don't harm you. So that's what easy is. Medium is the normal reward. There are no modifiers, so I mean, kind of simple. You get 67 rand for this, but if you do easy, you get 34. If you do hard, you get 100. So it's 50% more. So you get actually this plus this, basically. But the creature's health is 30% more, and speed is more, uh, aggressive creature perception more. So the spawn rates are more and everything. And you get 3 respawn counts. If these are up, you don't have more respawns, you need a friend to come and rescue. That's how it works. Now you still have the hardcore mission. You get more reward and even more modifiers. So that's how it works. And then you have insurance, which give you, well, on this mission, there's insurance anyway. Yeah, there's insurance anyway. But if you do it here, see, then you can click insurance. You get less rewards. So, I mean, you see 15 days for this. That's more than enough. What they said is that they are going to tweak this in future updates because a few missions that are so simple um, still have a large mission timer, and they want to change that because there is a construction mission that lasts 30 days, I think. Yeah, 30 days. But it's a mission you can do in 2 hours or something, or less even, if you want to. So, I mean, I think it's the influx mission. You can do that really fast. The only thing you need is a good bow with good arrows or a gun, and you can do that in 2 hours. I did it in 2 hours or something under 2 hours, so it's perfectly possible to do it fast. So, I mean, okay, next thing. Temperature rebalance. So they did a temperature with the Scorch and Frozen update last week, but they kind of tweaked it a little bit too much. They overdid it a little bit and they realized it. So the good devs, as they are, they change it back. So what this does is this shows it. If you don't have anything, your meter safe zone, they call it the safe zone, is in the middle, but you get close to the cold and close to the warm things. But if you wear, I think it's a fur armor, if I'm not mistaken, the cold reduces because you have cold resistance with the fur armor, but the the negative point of wearing fur armor is you're getting warmer faster. So the warmer zone is getting closer to your safe zone. If there's a storm, your safe zone is still in the middle and is like here, but you are getting colder faster. As you can see, your safe zone is here. It's a meter that is always there, but the meter that is changing is your body temperature, the gray one here. And this is getting to the cold area. This is what they want to show with that. With the thermos, you're getting closer to the warmness. So you need to be prepared for that. And if there's a fire, well, it speaks for himself. You're getting on fire, so you're gonna get warm. So this is what they say. For last week's Scorch and Frozen updates, we made some pretty fundamental changes to the way the character interacts with various temperature sources. And with the big change, there were some unintended results. So our goal is for these changes to put the players more in charge of their character temperature and for those changes to have much more tangible impact. Previous system had several limitations which called for a drastic change in the way we handle temperatures. So, like I said, uh, yeah, they didn't quite made an account for the level of source stacking, and that was actually the problem, the source stacking that made the problem here. Now another new feature is new workshop items, the Larkwell Martinez workshop items. They're up here. So previously you only had one uh, high tier exotic item, so it was 1,400 in total. But now you have the Laurel, the Lockwell Martinez axe, which is also 1,400, and a pickaxe, and a hammer, and a knife, and a spear, and these are the things you can unlock also. So if you see um, with the pickaxe, the Inaris Diaz axe had 42 to 45 melee damage. This one has 47 to 50. So it's a little bit more. The projectile damage also, well, exponentially more. 25 actually. 50 felling damage plus 60. Here you get 130 yield from felling trees. Okay, the axe, not the pickaxe. So this is also 130%. And here you get minus 50% carry wood of wood. And here you get attack speed and minus 10% carry wood of wood. So you need to see what do you want to invest more in. Do you want to have a faster chopped tree or do you want things to weight less? So these are some things you need to reconsider actually. So here you get more yielding from mining and here you get less, but it does more damage. So the ore will be mined faster than this one, but you get more. So I don't know. It's I don't know. It's really up to you personally, actually. So I don't know. I'm not that far with the exotic, so we will see where we get then. Also, a new thing is a new mission, the preservation stockpile. So what you need to do here is actually bring the drying rack into use. You have to get your drying racks out. So you need to go and hunt on certain animals and you need to put the meat on the drying rack and then ship it to orbit. That is what this mission is about. Get to learn the drying rack. Pretty straightforward. Now, there are some things here, bug fixes and crash fixes and everything, but there is something in here worth mentioning. And I don't know why they put it over here, but it's worth mentioning. namely added a button to watch the no rescue video on the title screen, which we can see here. And this person you see here, his voice will be very, very familiar with the Icarus community. And what I want to do is, I want to show this video because I really like it. So enjoy.
Icarus was supposed to be a second Earth, some kind of paradise, brought to you by the best scientific minds in the universe. Yeah, right.
You know, no wonder they called it Icarus. Big, planet-sized dream that came crashing down.
They had no idea what they were in for. No one did.
It up. Pure and simple.
I've done a lot of crazy in my time, eh? But Icarus, that was next level. If you couldn't find food, you died. If you couldn't find oxygen, you died. If you couldn't find shelter from the storms, you died.
Mo, she was an engineer. Xeno-engineer. She was sent with a team to terraform the place, so... Yeah, she was there when it all went to hell.
The other guys, they left as soon as they could. But not Mo. That wasn't her style.
She was there to make money. Like the rest of us.
People died on Icarus all the time, you know? You just tried not to think about it.
What happened to her was no accident, no way.
Well, the journey to Icarus was brutal. It was 4 light years from Earth, 30 trillion miles, and 2 years in long sleep. I mean, talk about jet lag.
We were the first cohort. We were the first wave of cowboys. You know, it was a whole new planet. It was unreal. Then reality kicked in.
Oh, they opened up Icarus to prospectors when all the terraforming went. So I signed on as soon as I could.
She offered to drop with us. She wanted to show us around like was it her apartment or something?
Well, I figured she just wanted to see how we do on the first drop.
It was like going back in time and seeing the Earth 1,000,000 years ago.
The trees, the plants, the animals, they're from Earth. I mean, the bio team had adapted them after terraforming went, but Jesus Christ, it does your head in at first. Outside the zone, it was different.
People always think that we had a bunch of advanced tech up there, but we had nothing. We spent everything just trying to get there. We're like cave people in spacesuits those first few drops. If we needed shelter or tools or something, well, we had to make it ourselves.
I barely made it back to the dropship alive that first time. Yeah, I got better, of course. I mean, Mo taught me. She taught me how to build shelters, find oxygen. But the best thing she taught me was, you got to respect that planet, not to fear it.
She was smart. I mean, cocky as hell, but look, she'd been part of the terraforming group, right? So she knew the planet inside and out. I mean, literally, right?
She spoke about it all the time, you know, about the first time terraforming it wasn't going to work. And about finding the first exotics.
I'm just saying, doesn't it feel like a coincidence that they declared the planet uninhabitable just when they discovered the most valuable material in the universe? Weird, eh? Hey, I ain't complaining. I did okay out of it.
It was the exotics that killed the terraforming. Screwed with the enzymes. Then again, they changed everything. I mean, without the exotics, there never would have been a first cohort. Because it was all about the exotics. You find them, you sell them back at the station, you get more gear, you go back down, find more, drop, survive, and repeat.
On Icarus, a handful of exotics would get you a new suit, a radar, a rifle. But on Earth, it would buy you anything you wanted.
I talked about her mum and her brother all the time. Kind of life she could give them thanks to the exotics she'd found.
She didn't stay because she needed the money. She'd made her money. She stayed because she loved it. We all did. It was addictive. She was addicted.
The second you felt comfortable on the surface, you take your eye off the mission clock. And that's how people die.
It happened all the time, eh? People would miss their window to get back to their ship, and then there was no way they'd get back to the station, and that was it. Never see them again.
Way to die, that's for sure.
The drop started off fine.
None of us had ever been to that part of the planet before, not even Mo.
Prospecting in unfamiliar areas, I hated it. But there was always more exotics and undiscovered areas, so none of us knew what to expect. Not back then, but Mo, she was like a moth to a flame.
Didn't even notice she'd wandered off.
If you're asking me if I feel guilty for what happened to her, I do.
We looked for her as long as we could. But, there's a big storm coming, and you don't hang about for those ever.
A bear attack is my guess. The forests were full of them. I mean, anything could have happened.
It wasn't an accident. Mo didn't come back because she didn't want to come back. She knew she couldn't go home, not after what had happened to that planet and the part she had played in it.
Look, Mo didn't want to die. She was right where she wanted to be.
Ma, John, 你们好. How you guys? You got a girlfriend yet, bro? Sorry, I haven't been in touch. My bad. Just want to say that I'm fine. Today is my last drop. I wish that maybe if the terraforming had worked, you could have been here. Not what people could have been here. I miss you guys. Thank you. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Well, there we have it. That was the link to the video. And like I said, his voice would really sound familiar because he is the voice of Soul, which we all know as our in-game friend that always gives us the mission briefing and talks to us if we land on the planet. Now, a lot of things happened in the video. They talked of things, how the Icarus project started, how the first people landed on the planet, which you are playing, obviously, and how things can get bad and everything, even if you are on there with friends, it can go wrong. And what we also saw was a vehicle drove. So maybe the devs are leaking a little bit that kind of bike is coming to the game, that we can craft a bike or a motorbike, as you will, because it was motorized. So maybe we get a motorbike to drive around and do big distances. I don't know. Possibly we will see that. But that was actually the update video. I hope you guys liked it. Again, push that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to. It's free and it would really help me. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.